I have one more kind of tough,
okay.
emotional, but I think
Yeah.
it's so important because so many women go through that. Tell us about your journey with your husband, Justin, and wanting to have children and all that.
Yeah. So we've been together 10 years and I always wanted kids. Always, you think you get married, have kids. It's something I've always wanted. I just want 2 little boys so desperately.
Really?
Love
2
girls,
little
but
boys.
I want boys. Like, I just feel like I'm a cool boy mom. Like, I feel
Mhm.
like I just need boys. I don't know. Maybe it has something to do with me helping raise my 2 brothers. I don't know.
Oh,
There's
for
probably something
sure.
full circle with that. Like, I understand the boy mindset, I guess. So in my head,
2.
I
And
want
2.
2.
And 2.
I want
2
2.
brothers.
Yeah,
I
see? So I
mean,
think it has
there's
something
there.
probably, for sure. And every time I see a cute little boy, I'm like obsessed. I'm like, I just want you. So yeah, and my husband too, he wants kids. Like, we've had that conversation. Yeah, we want to have kids. So, early on in the relationship, we were like, okay, well, after we get married, I'm going to get off birth control and we'll just see what happens. Well, I was on birth control for over 10 years. It does something to you.
Yeah.
And
Pharmaceuticals.
exactly. So if you're out there and you're listening, don't get on birth control. Just saying, if you want to have kids. So I just thought we would try one time and I would get pregnant. That's what you always think. You're like,
That easy.
yeah, in my mind, I'm like, okay, in May, we're going to have our little reception and then we're going to be pregnant by April. Or what's the month? I don't know. April, May. June. Yeah, I couldn't get my math right. But so that didn't happen. And then I started getting obsessed with every month getting pregnant.
So, like, did you have the calendar? And,
Oh my gosh. So I was peeing on a stick to track my ovulation. I had my little app. Like,
You're like, let's get it on now,
because,
right
like she
now.
said, she's fully committed.
I
When
was
she
when
commits.
I'm
I
committed,
can't
I'm ready,
imagine.
baby.
Damn.
And you know what? I think he was too. We were ready. We were excited. We were at a place in our life where kids were going to be perfect, right? So it wasn't happening, right? We weren't getting pregnant. And I remember, and a lot, the pressure too, like when you're all having kids, and my mom was still alive. And I remember she would be like, I would call her and I'd be like, Mom, I think I'm pregnant this month. She's like, don't take a test, because I would want to take a test like the day that I missed my period. She's like, don't take a test. Like, just wait it out. And it never happened. And I started to get obsessive about it. So like to the point where I would tell my husband, like, okay, I'm ovulating. Let's do it. And he did not like that. One day he basically told me, he was like, I just want you to know that turns me off.
100%.
I've heard that.
And
Yeah.
I didn't realize it. I was so glad he was honest with me, because I thought he was on the same page as me and he was not. And so I think just the pressure for the both of us.
Well, pressure is pressure no matter
Mhm,
what.
mhm.
It's,
Yeah,
you know,
right?
Yeah.
So I literally just I was like, okay, well, then I became a little bit more excessive. I was like, we need to go see a specialist. We need to talk to somebody about it because something's not working. What's the problem? And he was all game. He's like, let's do it. Well, we went, did all the tests. I checked, like, you go in and it's so expensive because we're business owners, so we don't have insurance.
insurance, Yep.
If you have insurance, so that year I knew that we were going to try to have a baby, so we got on insurance. My insurance is like $600 a month.
And that's for the basic shit.
That didn't cover anything
Yeah.
to have a baby.
Yeah, that's basic shit.
All
I'm
the
telling
tests
you.
we did, I paid out of pocket. So I paid $600 a month for a year for no reason.
I
It
was
didn't
paying
cover
$700
anything.
a year for nothing.
Yeah, because you're a business owner.
Yeah,
You're the
and
same.
I-
Like,
Yep.
what the hell? I'll just pay out of pocket. I'll
We
save
just-
more money.
That's
We
what I do
stopped.
now.
We
Yeah.
just have catastrophic, and if
That's
something
perfect.
happens, then
Yeah.
you just pay for it because, like,
Well, yeah, because a simple MRI, they're like, with your insurance, it's this much, and if you pay cash, it's like $500 less. I was like,
During that whole
What?
shit where
They're
you
crook-
had to
they're crooks.
buy insurance, or you would get
Yeah.
or you would get fined. I had to get insurance, and then it was like, you know what? It's cheaper for me just to get fined.
It was $500 to get
Oh,
fined.
just
I
to
think.
get fined.
Just do the fine. So that was a journey. So then we learned a lot about
I feel you.
ourselves,
I
you
feel
know.
you.
And that took a whole nother toll on our relationship because again, you start to learn things and you learn like, am I capable? Is a kid gonna be what makes me happy? I kept asking myself, and I really thought that. Like all my friends, my friends around me that didn't want kids were getting pregnant. And every time I would hear it, I'd be devastated. I would literally just
Oh.
every month when I started, I would cry because I would be devastated thinking I'm not pregnant.
Mm-hmm.
And it really put a hardship on our relationship. I didn't think we were going to get past it.
Really?
It was very hard on. That was the only one of the biggest hiccups we've ever had because I didn't think we were going to get past it because I felt like he wasn't on the same page as me. But he was, but I was overbearing. And it is overwhelming when you feel pressure to do something and it's not in our hands. It's nature. Like
Yes.
you're either going to pay $10, $20, $30,000 to have a kid or it's
Maybe.
just maybe if you're lucky, right? Because people don't talk about that. It's not a guaranteed ever. So I think we went through the initial test to find out what the issue was and what we needed to work on. And then after that, I'm so grateful that we had that conversation, him and I, that maybe we just need to like let nature do its work. Like if it's going to work for us, it's going to work for us. And I don't know why, just one day I just had something came over me and I said, I don't need a kid to be happy.
Yeah.
I always thought that I did.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think when I accepted that it's probably not on the cards for me, and I just know him and I know our personalities. If we went down that route where we had to do the procedures and things, it wouldn't work for us.
Oh, so like you never went through the whole
I never went through the
process.
whole process.
Gotcha.
Oh.
I mean, that process is.
It's a lot
I know.
of process.
I've had quite a few clients go through that process, and quite a few clients go through the process and nothing come out of it.
And then it puts a toll on your relationship
And your bank account.
and your bank account.
Because insurance doesn't cover for that shit, no matter if you have
No.
the highest insurance.
And I
stuff.
feel like you go through all of this and then what? You get pregnant and then you're two different people after the fact. Like, is it
Yeah.
worth all of that?
And then you get pregnant and you don't know if it's going to be like a healthy
Yeah.
baby and stuff.
Yeah.
And you get freaked out and stressed.
It's very
and-
stressful, I think.
Yeah.
So you know what? I gave up and I'm so much happier. I'm a totally different person. Our relationship got so much stronger and so much better when you take that out of the picture. And again, right now, if the world allows us to get pregnant, I am so forever grateful. I will be so happy to have a baby, but I'm not going to pay and go through all that to have a kid. I don't feel like if you have to force it that much, then maybe I don't
It's
need
not
it.
supposed to happen.
It's not supposed to happen. Yeah, I agree. So I think once I've accepted it, I'm good.
What about adoption?
So-
I was just about to ask that.
I think it takes a special person to adopt, and I'm sadly not that person. I highly appreciate people who do, but I just don't think I'm that one.
I think that that's a smart observation because
I could have never.
You
If-
couldn't have adopted.
Nope.
See?
For me, I knew beyond a shadow of a doubt that if I couldn't have had children, I could have never adopted.
But you're like a lover. You take people in. I know that about
Yes.
you. So it's
But
kind of your
it's
way of
something-
doing it.
It's
in a different way.
But then her,
I can
she
adopt.
could adopt
You could
5
adopt
kids. She
Well, yeah,
could
because
adopt
she's great
Asians,
with
Black, it
kids.
doesn't matter. She
I-
just loves them as their
Mhm.
own. It's the most amazing thing to watch.
But I think it's because I work with them.
And she's a special kind of
No.
person. I think you have to
No.
have it in you to be able to do
you
it.
have to. It's.
But then I
see
can't
it.
date someone with kids.
That's
So
okay.
it's on your choice.
You
No.
know who you are.
But
it's
you
on
know
your
who
terms.
you are.
It's
That's
on your
their
terms.
problem.
True. It's
No,
on my terms.
That's their issue, though,
That's
because
Mhm.
they shouldn't put their kids above her.
Like, I feel
That's a problem.
I could probably adopt, but it would have to be like in a certain situation. It wouldn't be like, oh, I'm going to go
no,
look
for
for
sure.
someone to adopt. It'd be like, someone came into my life
For
and
sure.
then some shit happened and I might have to adopt a kid or
Mm.
something like that. Like something like that. But I mean, I wouldn't go like to adoption clinic. or
No,
anything,
no, no. Well, and I think it's I've just always said I could, but I also think we talk about it a lot, like as women in our 30s, I think that society puts a lot of pressure that I think I hear this, especially I think because I'm in an industry with people with children. They look at you like not a full woman.
Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, like
Why don't you
how
have
come?
kids?
Or
Like,
you're so
yeah,
selfish, you don't want them, and it's like, well,
I get it.
most of the time you don't even know what the reasons are that I don't have them. Thank you for your opinion, but I think that I wish that people would stop putting so much pressure, because then you even put pressure on yourself and your relationship. Like,
Oh my goodness.
when you're having kids, oh my gosh, when are you guys gonna do
Well,
it?
It's actually crazy. Justin and I applied for The Amazing Race. And
No way!
y'all, we almost got on the show.
Wow.
But the casting director is so old school and traditional. She could not get over the fact that we weren't married. She's like, you've been together 5 years and
this
you're
was
not
back
married and
then.
you don't have kids back then. And she goes, I know you guys would like win the show, totally win it. She was like, but she couldn't get over the fact because we like weren't doing what we were told
By the book.
by the book.
Society.
Society. It's very sad. I'm like, what? Are you
But
kidding
also,
me? Like,
I think that people don't know. I mean, obviously you've told it now, but people don't know your story.
no, they don't.
And
yeah.
we say all the time, we've like Maria or people we've known, like they try to have 10 miscarriages
Mhm.
or have
Very hard.
That in
adopted.
itself is
It's horrible.
Wow, like,
And then
Horrible. One of my
hard.
friends, I mean, she wanted a baby so bad and it wasn't happening for her. So they went and did the,
adopt.
IVF.
when you take the kids in, what is
like
that?
fostering.
Foster.
Foster to adopt.
Ooh,
Foster
that's-
to adopt. And then they did. And they had several and they had to give him back. And then they had this one special boy and it was
Thought
like
they were
going
gonna
to be
keep him.
their little son. And everything was going that way. And I swear, God, the last moment, those parents
She wanted
came
him
back and wanted
Wow.
the baby back. And it's devastating. I
Devastating.
mean, that is
Devastating.
more devastating than,
Yeah. So
It's a lot
I
of
don't know.
Emotional.
Yes, my goodness.
well, I just think we shouldn't define human beings on if they're a parent or not. Like us as
No,
adults. I
but
mean,
they
obviously
do.
the three of us, I think people are just always asking that question. It's like, oh my
Ugh,
God.
so annoying. Especially like every day someone writes on social media, when are you having kids? When are you having kids? Well, maybe you don't know the story. Like,
Stop
I wish
asking.
I was having a kid. Trust me. Trust me.
So on the opposite spectrum, they're like, "Why don't you have any kids?" And I'm like, "I guess lucky."
Yeah, we get to travel. We get to go to Tulum.
Yeah, I mean,
You were just in Costa Rica living your best life. Like,
living it
you
up.
know. But I will, and I hate when people tell me too. They're like, "Well, just know when you have kids, you're not going to be able to do those things." And I'm like, "Who are you talking to?
Yeah.
I will do
Yeah.
it. Trust me, with or without a kid, I will still live this life because I made that choice."
Well,
My
you can do
mom's like,
anything.
so my grandchild is a dog.
Yeah. Sorry, Mom. Isn't it the cutest? Yeah.
Looks just like me.
Yes. The best kids ever for babies.
Funny.
Yeah, you have to just bring like, the positive out of that. That's not for your life, or maybe it is, maybe it's not. You just don't ever know.
Yeah,
So-
you never know.
I agree.
I mean, who knows? You might get a baby next month. I don't
See?
know.
Highly doubtful.
Don't doubt it. That's when it comes.
Yeah, when you're not wanting
Putting
it.
it out in the universe, Bruce.
They say never say never. I'm saying
Bruce is
never.
going in here strapped with the baby right here at the podcast, like, right here on his belly. Oh my God. That'd be so cute.
But did you
That
and
would be fun.
Patrick, you didn't plan that, did you?
No.
Yeah, because my mom was 42 when she got pregnant with my sister.
No. With Jolie?
Mm-hmm.
You were?
Mm-hmm.
I love it.
And
That's
Patrick
what I'm
was
saying,
32.
It's never like, listen.
But part of that was I thought he would be such a great dad because he was the best stepdad of anybody, and I always felt like, ugh,
And he took on like us. That was a lot. Poor Patrick.
yeah, poor guy. But I always thought I never wanted him to feel like maybe I should have had my own, even though he said he didn't. But I don't know.
Was she a surprise or y'all tried?
We didn't try.
Wow.
But I
Surprise
thought it was
for all of
great.
us.
Like,
See, I could
Yeah.
have a baby.
Yeah.
I'm good.
Yeah.
Could
it
happen.
could happen anytime. I'm
anytime.
telling you.
Anytime. And you're never too old. I hate when women say that too. Like, your eggs are drying. Like, what?
Yeah, right.
How do you know about my eggs, by the way?
Hey, my follicles are good. I got them checked. They're good in there. I got a lot of babies floating around just waiting for the right time.
See?
How
You
do
never
you know about my
I mean, how do you know about my eggs? I'm like, why are you telling me?
Exactly.
So anyway, but I think it's amazing that you guys came to that conclusion and you're happy, because I think some people do define themselves like, oh my gosh, you're not like depressed over that.
No,
Oh
and
my God.
I'm so grateful that we were able to have that conversation and to have that relationship where we can have it, and even now we like joke about it. Like, we still talk like we're going to have kids.
Yeah.
But we don't make it that we have to have kids.
Yeah.
But we talk about it. So I feel like eventually one day I will be pregnant.
Yeah.
So just, it's going to come. Just
Live your best
you just never know when it's going to happen.
Exactly.
Make the best of every day. I mean, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
I think on that note, we gotta go to our sexual therapist, Miss
Woo!
Marcella.
Speaking of sex, maybe they'll have the baby.
Okay, what do I want to talk about?
What do you want to talk about?
I don't know. Let me see. What is the spork sex position?
Oh, that's what. No, I'm just
Oh,
It looks like you're spooning, but you're forking.
maybe it says.
oh, like you're spooning, but you're fucking.
It
Yeah,
says-
like the
like
leg comes
spooning,
through and it
but
looks like a
like-
fork.
Like,
okay, maybe
Yeah.
it says prepare for deep penetration.
Ooh.
So
Ooh.
how do you
From
start
behind.
the spork sex? So to get into the spork position, Cruz, let's show us. I'm just
Okay,
kidding.
lay
What
down.
did you say? I said show us. I'm kidding.
Hold on, let me put my mic down.
Yeah. The receiving
Lay on the
partner, i.e. the bottom, lies on their back and gets comfortable. It may be helpful to use a pillow or a wedge to help elevate this partner's hips and create more alignment with the partner providing penetration.
We don't have pillows.
No. Once on their back, the receiving partner should drape one leg over their partner's shoulder. The other leg can remain open and around the other partner's legs. Next to the penetrating partner can bring their body facing forward, so it's like a helicopter
Ooh, I
in
like
between the legs.
Yeah.
You can just try it later.
I think we
of
do
the
that all the
receiving
time
partner,
already.
yeah.
No.
So you hold the partner's leg.
Okay.
Yeah, so
I
you look
see
like
it.
a
I see
helicopter.
it.
I could see it.
Been there, done that.
Oh,
this
it's
is
a great one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just didn't know
okay.
it had a name.
I didn't know it had a name either.
Sport.
I just call it the, one leg over the shoulder pump.
Yeah.
It is really deep penetration though.
But yeah.
But
Yeah.
now
One leg
you
over
have
the
a
shoulder.
name.
Yeah.
And then you can go so far as like you put one of the shoulders and then you spread the leg on the other side and then
Whoa,
you
it's like a
really
V.
yeah.
Yeah, so
yeah.
they're
You gotta be flexible like Marcella.
Exactly. That's why I book your sessions, guys. Book your sessions.
Why does that make me think about Curtis?
Who's Curtis?
Curtis was our sex change surgeon that we had on
Oh,
here.
I met him.
Yeah,
actually,
yeah.
in
You
Austin.
told me
Yeah.
about him. Wow.
And we got to read a very erotic novel together.
It was the funniest thing ever.
I was the girl, he was the guy, and we
Cool.
were reading. It was
It got hot and
reading
heavy.
erotica with two polish, but we haven't done it again.
Oh my God, I
It was
love
just
it.
with Curtis.
We haven't had that fit again.
No, we need Curtis back to read erotica. But he was telling us about like the O shot and the P shot, and that it'll help your sex and all that kind of stuff. So
Wait,
Yeah, he
The
wants
O
to come
shot?
back.
like a shot that you take?
no,
Yeah.
it's the O shot. They'd basically take your like the PRP, right?
No.
She's like, yes. He will come here.
And they shoot
No
your
joke. He will
vagina
come to
inside.
Dallas, and
Shoot
he
it with a
wants
shot.
he wants women.
He wants all of us to do it.
I don't know about it.
Why Justin would be you would
I'm
probably be
down.
so happy.
You put it in there?
So they numb it and then they put a shot in your vagina with your own PRP and then it's supposed to make your orgasm
So it's like a vampire facial in your
for
vagina.
your vagina. Yeah.
So you
Wow.
orgasm. Here's the thing, because
make
some
it all
girls
nice and
orgasm
smooth, too?
from the outside, some girls
Right.
orgasm from the
Or
inside.
Well,
both.
there's two kinds of yeah.
Or both at the
Okay.
same
The
time.
clitoral and the
Well,
internal.
maybe you could get both at the same time.
Oh, I don't know if I'll be able to take it.
Justin.
That's a lot.
So he wants to come back.
Okay.
And he
Very
wants
interesting.
several girls.
He keeps
I think
asking
we need
me.
McKenna. We need you. We need your
Hey,
whole
let me know.
group.
I can bring some girls that are down for that.
Sounds.
So
Easy.
when we had Bernie on the show, we called one of the girls that
Mhm.
Curtis gave the O shot to,
remember
and we
that.
were gonna have Bernie try it out with her.
Yep.
Yeah.
And
And
she
she
talked
was.
on the phone.
And she was
totally
down.
But then
too.
COVID
But
happened.
then COVID happened.
Oh,
It stopped all that.
So Curtis texts me often, and he's like, "Do you and your girlfriends want to come get the O shot?" And I'm like, "I don't know."
I'll
I don't
try
know.
it. Are you down? Let's do it.
Well, I was nervous about Curtis there.
He's not doing it.
Oh,
He's
okay,
gonna
yeah, I'll
have a
do it.
nurse do it.
Oh, well, let's do
I'll
it.
do it.
Okay, perfect. Sign me up. Come on
We
down.
gotta tell Curtis.
Curtis, we're ready to book
We're
our
ready.
appointment.
and then Hope can tell us how.
I will. Let's go.
We'll do
I'll
a
try it.
review.
Oh, yeah.
He
Yeah,
wants
so you know.
several. He
wants
keeps
several girls.
asking.
McKenna, Carrie.
Oh, can y'all imagine
Cruises
McKenna
girls.
doing it?
Cruises
Oh,
girls.
God.
We're gonna have a whole entire clinic in here. I don't know. I don't even
in
know.
here.
Right there on that futon.
We're all getting the O shot.
Michael.
I'm down. Sorry.
Can you
I'm
set up a
ready.
clinic in here, Michael? Is that allowed?
I'm
we'll
ready.
put bags on.
We'll throw
on the
some plastic
futon.
down.
Yeah,
Throw
no
some
problem.
plastic down.
Apparently, it's amazing. You'll have
Okay,
extreme
let's go.
screaming orgasms. I was told.
Screaming.
Okay,
Who
can
told
you
you that?
give me the background? Like, does it make it bigger so it's easier to hit? Like,
Or maybe
what
it's
is
more
the-
sensitive. I
what
don't
is
remember.
it?
I don't know, but he did say in our last conversation they no longer do the P shot.
No more
that
P
it doesn't
shot.
do
What's
anything.
the P shot?
The
They're-
penis
That's
shot.
the penis.
male version
Oh,
of
the
it.
male.
But I don't
version.
think-
He said that doesn't do anything.
But I
No.
mean, that's easy, guys. Psh,
Yeah, I don't think
orgasm.
it-
That's. I mean,
Y'all aren't.
Sometimes
y'all
it's
are a
too
one-way
fast.
Show, right? Ours is very scientific.
Yeah,
there's
there's
a
all
lot of
kinds of shit.
things going on in there.
yeah.
So yeah,
I love
All right.
it. That's funny.
practice your sport position.
Barking.
Start stretching.
Hey,
It's a good
sport, I do
position.
that every
It's a good
time. That's a
position.
good
Yeah,
one.
It is a good one.
you gotta stretch it out.
Must-
I feel it's a
Marcella
very
teaches us-
basic position, though. I
It's
feel
very
pretty
basic.
basic.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
You
Well,
need
now
to-
you have a name for it.
I
yeah,
do.
Yeah, now
So
we know
and
it.
maybe some people for the show maybe it's basic, but maybe some people never tried it.
I feel it's like natural. Like
It's a natural
Oh,
motion.
yeah. One leg over my shoulder, another leg over my
Now he's
shoulder.
making a song.
For those of you
Oh
that
my God.
got that.
Oh, God, y'all.
All right,
What
let's
a
go
mess.
to the question of the day.
The two posh girls ask the question of the day.
All right.
Oh, you got the question.
I got the question. I feel this is a good question, and
Uh-oh.
it's very interesting because it happens to me a lot.
Oh.
So,
What's that?
if you plan a birthday or a bachelorette party, is it rude for the host to choose an expensive dinner destination, something kind of like that, where you're going to invite, all the friends and maybe, of course, Nick and Sam's is very popular, going to Cabo for a bachelorette party,
And you
something kind of
expect all of
and
your
you
friends
expect
to pay.
all your friends to pay. Maybe, some can afford it, some can't. You're over here going Nick and Sam's and getting bottle service or going and staying at the W for, something. I mean, I feel that's a very good question because that happens to me a lot.
What
happens
happened?
to you like you
Like,
get
just
invited.
You get invited and you feel obligated to go because it's a very good friend of yours,
Mhm.
and even though I'm not saying that, it's difficult, but at the same time, sometimes you just don't want to spend that money, even though you love that person. It's
Well-
like, fuck, another fucking birthday that I have to go to
well, I
this
think
month, I mean,
I
especially
think that
June.
if you get
fuck.
mad.
Like, we just. Okay.
I think you could invite. So here's what I've always said. I wish I could. Well, one day when I marry a very rich husband, I'm gonna
be
invite
rich.
and I'm gonna pay for it all. So I'm gonna pay for everybody to do it because that's how my dad was. So my mom
Oh.
could invite, do whatever, fly everyone from Europe, but my dad paid for it all. So
Literally.
nobody had to pay.
Literally.
Because
Paid for all the tickets.
All
For
the
Nice to
tickets.
be that rich.
Yeah.
Mm.
So
Be a mob boss.
I just be a what? Be a mob boss.
Yeah, well, listen, you better marry into the mafia if you want to do that, okay?
But in my heart, that's what, because my mom's very giving and my dad was like that. So in my heart, I was like, well, I want everybody to be able to have fun with me. So even if they can't afford it, I'm going to pay for it all. That's in my heart. That's what I want to do. Can't do that right now, but that's in there. So,
That's in everybody's heart,
That's a great,
but not in everybody's wallet.
right. But then I think that you can invite people to these things, but then be understanding if they can't, right? Because she was invited. Actually, it's funny because she invited me for her birthday in Mexico. I was like, well, I really want to go, but I have to kind of look at it because I'm, by myself.
Right.
But, and I was like, I'm going to try everything I can, but I don't see her getting angry with me.
No.
Now, I have had someone in my past, I was in their wedding, and that was very unfair because I was maid of honor. But I feel like that's something that you have to be careful with because I, at the time, had lost my business. I was struggling financially like crazy. And they expected me to be at everything. And I'm talking trip after trip after trip, pay for this, pay for that. And I was like, I literally don't even know what to do. I should have probably said I can't be maid of honor because I will disappoint you. I feel like it was a lot of pressure and then angry with me. And I think that's unfair because what am I supposed to do? I don't know.
And that person themselves was off very poorly for many years. And then right at that time, did better. So you would think they would still understand it
and not get angry.
Yeah.
So I think people want to do fun stuff for their parties and stuff. And, a birthday, they want to go out of town and they want to invite everybody, but you can't expect people to have to do it. Like, unless they can. But I think it goes as far as dinners. Like, if you can't come, I'm one of those people, like, we have plans and it's my birthday, and you're like, I just am not feeling it. I'm going to say, okay, that's fine. Because obviously you're going through stuff. I don't think it's fair to get mad at anybody when they can't come to something. Like, well, it's my birthday and how dare you not come to my dinner? I find that to be a lot of pressure on people when we all already have enough pressure. You know what I mean?
Yeah. 100%. I mean, I like to have my birthday dinners at Hooters or kind of something fun.
Yeah.
It doesn't. It takes
I
a
love
lot
me
of that
casino for
pressure.
birthday dinners.
Yeah.
They're
The best margaritas.
the best
Kinda something like
margaritas,
that.
but also it's affordable and you
Yeah.
can have so much fun. Those
Yeah.
are my best memories, honestly. Like with your birthdays.
Yeah, we
too.
had a blast.
Yeah.
So, no, that was perfect. I think, and too, because I have a big girl group and there's like a birthday every month and we're always trying to plan
Yes.
something or always trying to plan like an event or a party. I think you have to come to terms with, in my personality, I plan something and I invite everyone. And if you could come, great. And if you can't, that's fine. I
But
love you.
everybody wants to go
Of
and they can't
course.
afford it. And then everybody also wants to have that cake with the fucking
Yes, of course.
sparklers coming from Nick and Sam's too. And it's a really this is a really good question.
It's a
and
great
something
question.
to like bring up because it's like it's a lot of pressure.
It is.
I mean, you go.
So what's your
and
suggestion, Chris?
Yeah.
I mean, I feel that you have to know your surrounding and know your friends and understand them, and then maybe like choose something in the middle, like
I agree.
Mi Cocina or Hooters, where it's still good, it's still a good vibe, but you're gonna be with the people that you want around you. Doesn't
Same.
matter.
I agree.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter where you are.
But too, social media just puts this like
Yep.
pressure on you to get that fucking cake with the sparklers on your birthday. I mean, it's
And I have noticed that those places, they're so ridiculous. Like now they want a deposit, and if you don't have that many people showing up, that's
Yeah.
too bad for you. You are still gonna pay for them
You
if
are.
they come
Yeah,
or not.
If you
you
don't
gotta
reach
put an
amount,
X amount of
mhm.
table on this.
I think
or-
it's ridiculous, and I'm like, you know what? Usually
But
they're
the
not even that
restaurant-
great.
But the restaurant, that's their business.
Yeah, of
You know,
course.
it's their business. So
No, I
they're,
respect it.
Yeah.
definitely. But I feel that they've gotten to that point because maybe,
Mhm.
they make this reservation for 20 people and then like
of course
People
they
don't
lose
come.
business.
come.
Of course.
And
I mean, I get the whole business part of it too. I mean,
No, I do too.
if you're not going to do your birthday there, somebody else is
Yeah.
right behind you, ready to
Yes.
go.
And that's the thing. Like, I get overwhelmed with like birthday dinners like that. So I
Mhm.
just plan a trip every year for my birthday. And I invite everyone. Obviously, the more the merrier. Every time we do a trip, we invite everyone on the list. We're like, we're going these days. If you can come, come. So pretty much anytime we travel, we're with someone because we just invite everybody. And so, like, for me, like, just like a group dinner is very overwhelming and
Mhm.
stressful. So that's why I just don't do it. But again, like this year, because we have a lot of girls in my group that it's their birthday for February, I just
So fun.
literally reserved a karaoke room and I just sent out the invite and said, I hope you can come.
I did
yes
that
or no?
for Shay's birthday. She didn't want anything crazy, and she didn't even want a birthday, you know. But I was like, you know what, we got to do something. I did a karaoke room. We had so
That's
much
fun.
Right?
fun.
That's
We
what
had
I'm saying.
so much fun.
And there was no pressure to come or not come, right?
It
You
was-
just felt like, hey, here's the invite. We would love to have you, but you don't have to come.
But something like that, it's like, okay, it's fun, it's affordable,
and you don't have
it's
to spend
not
money.
a lot of
Yeah,
pressure.
your choice.
You know, and I feel that's the thing is that, you know, everybody wants that whole, you know, social media experience when I mean they really got to think about the group that they're with and like, you know, who are my friends and who do I really want to celebrate this with, because these are the people that are going to come, these are the people that can't make it that I know.
Yeah. I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's just knowing your people and yourself.
Mm-hmm.
So gossip segment.
I
Ooh.
don't have any.
Hope had some time to think about
I
it.
know, dang it.
She
I
forgot.
can't. I'm like, dang, some gossip.
I don't think I have any.
I wish I did.
I mean, do you
I
have
wasn't-
anything?
I wasn't prepared. I wasn't prepared. Usually I would have something, but you know,
I'll probably think of it
I've-
later.
I've been
I
out of the
know, and then
country
I'm like,
for a
hey,
while.
I got something.
I mean, we kind of talked about it already. Maybe that's gossip that we have Curtis Crane coming to do those shots. For people in Dallas.
Curtis!
I like it.
Hope is gonna get
My
the O
man
shot.
Curtis.
I'll try anything. Did we get it for
I saw
free?
him. I saw him
Oh,
at
okay,
the
perfect. Okay.
club.
Oh yeah, no, it's
Huh?
all
I
free.
saw Curtis at the club.
Tell
He's
us
wild,
about
doesn't
it.
he?
I was like, I recognized the hair, and I was like, yo. And we talked, and he totally remembered you and everything. And yeah, cool guy.
Yeah, y'all
Very
sent me
cool
that
guy.
picture at like
Yep.
2 a.m. It's like Cruz and then Curtis with that hair. I love it.
What a
He's
great
funny.
person.
Mhm. So he is, I told you, he has the clinic in
Uh-huh.
Austin. He's the #1 sex change
Very interesting.
surgeon.
So
That is
interesting.
So interesting.
But
Yeah.
then he
Cuts
also
it up and
has
flips it
a
up.
clinic
Yes.
for beauty.
Yeah, Botox.
Botox.
And all that.
Oh,
Young,
nice.
young, good-looking guy. It's like you would see him and you would be like, no
way. Yeah.
Energy,
Energy,
personality,
funny.
Yeah.
charisma.
Is
he
he
has
married?
it all.
I mean, like I
He has a
said,
girlfriend.
Like I
No,
said-
His
not
girlfriend.
married.
like I said, I saw him at the club.
He's a free spirit.
Oh, good for him.
Yeah.
Hey, I've always wondered, I know this is a weird question, but for like plastic surgeons or people that are in all of that, like, does it desensitize you, like, to like,
I'm sure.
like if you're a man and you are working on boobs all the time, do
I
think
boobs
we
not do it
asked
for
him.
you?
Wait, we asked,
We asked
him, didn't
him
we?
about the vaginas.
Vaginas.
Yeah, like-
Especially if you're seeing like some whoa vaginas.
No, but
Like,
he
does-
thinks they're
does it
he
throw
thinks
you
they're all
off?
wonderful.
Mhm.
yeah.
He has a vagina chart, and he says he passes it around. He's like, "Which one are you?" He said people come and they like pick out their
Oh,
vagina.
It's on his
That's
refrigerator.
Wow.
It's on
I
his
would like to do
refrigerator.
that.
Yeah, it's like your phone case just for
Yeah, boobs.
vaginas.
I love. See, I told you I
I
love
know.
women.
Confidential.
I'm all about the boobs.
Yeah. So he's all about vagina, but I don't think it desensitized. Did he say? I don't remember. I mean, he's turning penises into vaginas, so it's a little bit different.
That's why.
Yeah.
That's why I'm
He
wondering.
says it
like,
doesn't change it. He
That's a
still
little
likes it the
different.
same.
It's a little different.
Yeah, because I don't know how I would feel.
I think you still, if you like someone, like, don't you feel like that maybe is a little bit different? Like a gynecologist, like a male gynecologist.
I'm very curious. Like, does that affect them?
I bet it does. But I mean,
Do
you know,
we know a
there's physical,
gynecologist
there's
that's kind of
emotional.
male one?
Y'all should bring one on.
Yeah.
That'd be interesting.
That would be so interesting.
I will tell you. I've
Next
never
on
been
Two
to-
Posh.
You look at vaginas all day. How do
Any
you-
gynecologists out there, come on.
Like, is there a certain vagina that turns you on? Like, you know what I mean? Because think
Yes.
about it. Like,
That's true.
it's a sexual part of the body.
I know. I don't know.
Like, does it become unsexual for you? I know that's way off topic, but
I don't know,
very interesting.
but I would think men are men.
Mhm.
And if a man gynecologist looks at vaginas all day long of normal people and then you walk in,
But how do y'all know mine? Well, I don't know. Listen.
I'm just saying.
Oh,
I think he's going to be interested.
See, that's
That's why you have women gynecologists.
yeah,
That
I don't
is
think I can do
true.
it, guy.
I
Yeah,
can't.
I've
go
never
to
had
that.
one. I've only had female.
Me
Yep,
too.
that's why.
But I did when I did my fertility testing. It was a male doctor, and that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
But
Weird.
honestly, he didn't even look. He just said, "Scoot to the edge," and he just put it in there. I was like, "Oh Lord!" He was like 80 or something though, too. So he probably
Yeah,
has
they've
seen
seen
like
millions.
every hoo-ha in the world. I don't know.
But didn't Charlie say something about that on his story once, Dr. Galanis, about, you see boobs all day, but I think you're still attracted to
Boobs
Boobs.
is different because I mean I feel.
But
boobs
is it?
different.
Like,
why
what do you
is
mean?
boobs different?
Because boobs is like different shapes, and it's like, ooh, I haven't seen this.
Well, you think
Boob,
vaginas are all
you
the
know?
same?
Well,
Well, vaginas
I mean,
are real different.
but
Real
I feel that vaginas, they're not all pretty, and boobs is
All right.
to me they're all pretty.
all boobs are pretty.
All boobs are
Oh,
pretty.
that's-
So
you
what
know,
about the
and-
way to put
vaginas?
it.
Why are they not all pretty then?
I mean,
the truth comes
Come
out.
on, tell us.
I
What's
feel
not
that-
a pretty one?
I-
Yeah, tell us.
I mean, it's all opinion,
Right.
but
What's
I
your
feel that
opinion?
there's just some that are prettier than others.
What makes
What's
them
not
prettier?
pretty?
We need to know.
He's getting attacked.
I mean, just some that have maybe been like used a lot more. I don't know the term.
He has like female eyes.
Well,
like
here's the
me.
deal.
Yeah,
a
but we need
used
to know.
vagina doesn't look different than a non-used vagina. I think we were all born just a certain way with a vagina.
Okay.
Yeah, because some people have outies and innies.
Yeah.
And that has nothing to do with their amount of sex. Somebody told us that they don't, was that Miss Polly said that they don't change because of a lot of sex. That's
See,
actually a
and-
myth.
and-
how
and-
you're born.
And I don't know this, but I'm just saying that there is, some that are prettier than
Are you okay
others.
with outies?
I'm okay with everything.
Oh. Well, I wanted to know what your
Well, yeah,
opinion
that's
was.
why, because you automatically assume that an unpretty vagina is an outie. That's what you assume. So I didn't know if that's where you were going.
Yeah.
with
Okay,
that.
so I feel that there is some outies that are actually like pretty, and then there's some outies that are actually maybe just a little too outy.
Too ugly. I
Too
thought he was gonna
outy.
say.
Too outy.
I
Like
mean-
hanging. Like hanging. The outies hanging.
Oh my God.
Like hanging low.
Okay, so I'm gonna tell a story, and it's a little
Space.
traumatizing.
I'm very curious. I just love
But-
this. I
but-
love this.
I was at a strip club one time, and it was an all nude strip club, and this
Oh.
girl turned her vagina into a knot.
Okay, that's
Stop.
that's low hanging.
Literally,
I have never heard of that
a
in my
knot,
life.
and like a knot. Like,
Why'd she do that? That was part of her like
that
act.
was part of her act.
Probably.
She's
That was
like,
part of her
spread
act.
it?
Like
yeah,
she did it
like in
and
front
then
of me. and, like,
untied it.
no, she
or
didn't
she
even
tied
untie
it?
it. She
Oh.
just tied it.
Like a bow?
No, not a bow,
Like
but just like a
you
knot.
probably
Like,
took the,
Yep.
Yeah, I could see.
And
it.
how did
Yep.
you feel about that? Traumatized?
well, I'm still talking about it.
How long ago?
So you liked it or you did not?
I don't know. I didn't know if I liked it or not. I don't. I was like, wow.
Wow.
Like,
How long
I will
ago?
say they
I mean,
say
I took the
Audis
20
feel better.
bucks.
They do say Audis feel
it's
better, but
wrapping
innies look
around.
better. So
Well,
just saying.
I mean, I've had students before that were older that were with boys, and they would come to me before, and they were like, "What do I do? What do I do?" Because they had outies, and I was like, "He's not gonna care. They don't give a fuck." What
they really don't. I don't. I'm just saying personally, in my opinion, there's some that look better than others. It's probably like circumcised and uncircumcised.
True.
I've never seen
It's
an
like this. It's like the
uncircumcised.
same shit.
You've never
I
seen.
feel, you know.
An uncircumcised.
Oh
one.
no. So I follow this girl, real Candace Owen, by the way. and she was talking about this, and like 85% of people in the world are uncircumcised. Did you know that?
Yeah, because the
No.
States.
Only America.
Oh, America.
Yeah.
Right.
It's only America.
It's
Only
only in
America.
America.
And
Yep.
you know what? It's a money-making business.
Yep.
And it's not
And when
It's
you
not-
look into it,
it's not
how
a
cruel
natural.
it is.
It's
yes.
cruel.
baby boys, it's
And it has something to
unbelievable.
do with vaccines.
Yeah,
I don't want. There's a whole nother subject.
There's a documentary
Yeah.
called The Faces Amongst Us, I think, something like that,
Oh, I need to
on
watch it.
on Netflix, and it's all about circumcision, and it's crazy, and only the United States.
It's the United States.
Yep, it's
does
only
that.
United States.
Who knew?
It's
Yeah,
I
so,
did- I think-
so if you want to see an uncircumcised penis, you might want to head out to Europe.
to
or
Europe, and
something.
they all have one. Every single one of them. You'd be like, I wouldn't even know what to do with it.
I mean, it's not a natural thing.
I'm like, I don't know. I don't know what to do with that.
I don't know either.
I
I'm
mean,
just-
I am uncircumcised. I am
So is Gino.
uncircumcised.
Oh, you're
I'm
uncircumcised?
uncircumcised.
So is she.
Really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
That's
hey.
more I needed to know
So
about my
you're in
brother.
You're in the average.
So I'm an Audi. So I'm an Audi.
So there you go.
And I've never had
Any issues?
any issue. I mean, there's been, a few where they're like, what the fuck is that? And then, just like
Whatever.
stick it in. And but
I don't
The
know.
truth comes out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I mean,
I like
just-
it though. I mean, but are you like from the U.S.?
I'm Mexican.
So you're born and raised from Mexico.
Well, I'm first generation.
Okay.
So my parents were especially my mom, like have not been vaccinated when I was younger.
Amazing.
She was just like not about it,
But
she's
you're
like,
born
all
here.
natural. I was born here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, good for her.
But
for
in the
sticking
in
to
the
it.
in the 70s when I was born, it was a lot different than it is now. You had a lot more choices than you
Right.
do now.
Mm,
Yeah, we just talked
So.
about that on the phone. Yeah. Well,
yeah.
Good
I learned
to
a lot about my
know. I
brother,
love
Air
it. You didn't know that
my
Gino
brother
wasn't?
no.
And how could you not know?
I don't know. I
never
never
asked.
asked. So that's your way of thinking.
I mean, I think it's cruel.
Okay, so you're like,
It's
hell
absolutely horrendous. Watch it. Watch
I
what
mean,
happens.
I don't
Yeah.
wanna watch
Watch
it.
how they
Yeah, it's-
completely.
There's some guys that have been circumcised that when they have an erection, it hurts because they did it wrong.
no. Mhm. Yeah, they.
You
Yeah, they
there's a lot of like, and it's at first I guess it started as a religious thing. And
Yeah.
then, I mean, there's a lot to it, but
Wow.
y'all should watch that documentary.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, nobody really cares.
Same.
If you like that person, love that person, it's not going to matter. I mean, who looks at a vagina and they're like, that's hideous?
and especially when
I hope not.
What do you mean? Come on, then you're probably gay, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Maybe they say that, but
they do.
Oh yeah, guys, it's funny. Victor, love you, but he did one time. He was shooting like a Playboy spread, and I guess the girl had an Audi, and he was he was uneducated on it, and he literally was like, fix your pussy. No, we laughed till this day. He was like, "Can you fix it?" And she's like, "What do you mean?" He's like tuck it in or something. Oh my god! And she's like,
no.
I don't.
But you said it.
That
I mean,
is how it
It's
is.
people that are
Because you don't
uneducated because we
know.
don't
You don't
talk about that.
know.
It's and it shouldn't even be.
It's
I shouldn't even
because
say
porn.
stigma.
They
but-
make you think that your
Porn.
vagina has to
You know?
look perfect, and that's not realistic.
Right.
And growing up, I used to be like not embarrassed, but kind of like, I mean, when you would go into the locker rooms, I mean,
Oh, because
I'd
you
be
were
like, I'd
uncircumcised.
be
Yeah.
like the only one, and people be like, "What the fuck is that?" But after a while, you get comfortable in your own skin, and like, I don't give a fuck.
Hey, but you're in the 85%, so you're like, what the fuck is that?
Exactly.
Love it.
Well, that's a great way to end the show.
Yeah.
I don't know how we got on
Funny.
Audis and
I don't know.
uncircumcised
Man.
penises.
It is what it is.
The whole world knows now.
Everybody's going to go up to you and be like, whoa.
Can I see it?
Let me see it. Let me see it. You can start charging here.
Oh my God, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hope.
Thank you,
give your social
guys.
media
Yes.
one more time.
Hope Beel, Beel.
Yes, and that's And
Yeah.
we're everywhere. TikTok,
Posh
Instagram,
Podcast is on all social media
Facebook.
and podcast platforms. Please follow us. Tell your friends about it. Thank you for listening.
Thank you.
And thanks for having me, guys.
Yes.
That was
Wonderful.
great. Yes, anytime.
Yay.